Hello beans, this is the blue bean harvest number 2. Welcome to all who would listen. We are awakening humanity on this Roy's Radio with me, a shell of a man labelled Roy Thomas Dow. In number 1 I said that I was God and that you're God, and I thought to myself that with number 2 I was going to read some stuff, and I don't think that's enough. So I'm actually going to cut to the chase in the biggest way and just say essentially 3 things, and I'm going to start and throw in some poetry. I've told you that there's a lot of spiritual truth in my poetry. It's a great way to allow yourself to absorb the truth. Apologies for any background noise. I'm doing washing. I haven't done my ablutions yet. And I'm going to do laundry in a minute before I do all that. I mean, mow the lawn. So I've got to get this done. So I'm going to cut to the chase and just basically talk about some things that I believe are probably at the forefront of everyone's mind. I'm going to look at 4 poems, definitely 2. They answer 2 questions, and I'll share a truth. I get an idea, a notion of a sense of, not urgency, I'm just very mindful of catalyst at play here. Remember, catalyst is what presents itself to us in every moment to allow us the opportunity to make a loving choice. And this, when I say I'm going to cut to the chase, just be aware that I'm going to explain the absolute simplicity of all of this and why this is the awakening now. Don't forget, I'm looking for you to subscribe. I'm looking for you to share with as many people as you can and think of and love, especially people that you don't like currently or your enemies. Yeah, display this act of love. Buy the books. There's a mechanism, a very simple mechanism at play. Deposit money, send me an email, put the details, the receipt, a copy of your receipt, and I'll send the books out. Add postage and packing, please. This patronage will allow me to focus on this. I've said before that there are 75 million people probably ready to hear the truth at the moment. Everyone is ready to become enlightened with truth. So, 4 months, 60,000 books, that's the target. It reflects your intention and your desire based on this second presentation. 2 weeks to get traction. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. By the end of this month, I need to have serious traction in place to present to the church, so that I can stay here and continue. I'm comfortable here. This is where I want to be. This is what I feel. I want to be here. So help me do that, please, by your patronage, by sharing, by subscribing, by buying the books, and have faith in me in this process by listening. And as I said, 2 weeks traction to begin, so let's begin. The first poem I want to do is from the first poetry book. It's the very first poem in there, surprisingly enough. I wrote this 19/12/2020, and it's called Let's Begin. One eye to fill you full of light that won't illuminate the night, but one for sure through which you see the sum of all soliloquy. If you have found the time to look, the time to pause and take a peek, become the bold, the strong, the true, the loving, feeling humble, meek. That you should now embrace a thought on which all futures truly lay, the law of one within your heart, unsettled by the word you say. Unless the word deceives your sight, that it precludes receipt of sight, that leaves you nothing more than sleep, that you would waste eternal night. Behold, a seed, a thought, a word, with hopes of billions being freed, all growing into new awareness, understanding, purpose, need, that every being begins to see a way for all to be much more, without a single human carcass rotting on some desert floor. And so each heart begins to blossom, seek the truth and feed the mind, embrace much more the love inside you, shun all energy unkind, smile and know all things occurring, simply part of process true, God inside, awareness growing, feel the love that's loving you. Slowly, surely beings awaken, dreams to see the day brand new, eyes to cast on new beginnings, all the choices love we do. Simple pleasures from the changes, all to ease a gentle pace, light to fill the darkest chambers, here divine and full of grace. Why, I simply ask the question, tell me why it can't be so. There to sow a seed of freedom, there a truth for you to know. I just say we make it happen. Choose because we can, you see? There's so many treasures for you deep within your roots of tree. Lose the fear, the light, confusion, pause and think a little more of all the gifts that now surround you, knocking then on heaven's door. Would you see this moment passing? Chance to catch and hold a dream, know the end of human sadness, like for all becomes serene. Simply pause and ask the question, what then would my life become if we were simply free to be beyond the setting of the sun? Here's the dawn, the new beginnings, promises of life brand new. Understand the true believing. Now the choice is up to you. So, I've got some. Remember that all these poems are in the first book. I've got another 2 collections ready to publish, and it's all very strong and powerful and moving you in a loving way. So let's continue. I'm not going to go straight into some of the things yet. I just want to read you another poem. I will tell you the first thing I'm going to look at. So I'm going to look at, logically, what is the awakening? I'm going to look at what is the awakening, okay? So, and I'll tell you very simply. This poem is called One, 14th of the 5th, 2023. I am the one, the God Almighty. Hear me as I speak to you. You are me from head to toe then. Crazy, yet I say it's true. The one and only alma mater, breath of life in bosom found. Know that I am all around you, stars and planets, air and ground. Knowing this, you claim your birthright. Raise your hands and look to sun. You and I, the one and only. Time to live your life in fun. Steal away and find your passions, living egoless and free, fearless on the path of lovers. Grow yourself in roots of tree. Come then, can we tempt another, share with all the world we love? Walk into a stranger's being, greet them with the grace of dove. Always will you walk as lovers, neutral in the moments known. Ask and know that all is given, yours the truth in love to own. Sit in stillness with the body, calm the racing of the mind. Lose the thought of must and need to yourself be always kind. Entertain the one adventure, only me then all the time. Running countries, building bridges, starving, fucking, keeping time. I'm the madman shooting strangers. I'm the doctor saving lives. I'm the everything you hope for, all who fail, all who thrives. When you know you then control the wonder of abundance found. As much as for all as any then, all the wonder from the ground. There is nothing that you want for, everything is free to share. If you only know your ego, you may find you just don't care. Grow the love that will sustain me. Share the love that sustains all. Peace on earth is heaven found then. Trust me, one will never fall. Ever. Okay. Let's just cut to the chase. Let's just cut to the chase, beans. Okay, first of all, what is the awakening? The awakening is simply to realise in awareness the perfect expression of the divine human. The divine being human. It's very important, this. I'm just going to make sure we're running okay. Yes, we are. It's really important. The awakening is simply your recognition from the moment you wake up that, hey, wow, I'm God being human. And then every moment in your day is going to be based on that outlook. Every person that you meet is the big G being human. I do have another poem. I'm not going to read it now. I might read it in a little while, called Bubble World. And effectively, it's the concept of a big bubble with lots of little bubbles within it. And the smaller bubbles expand with knowing until they pop and become just part of the bigger bubble. I thought that was a nice way to think about it. Yeah. Everything that we communicate about and with is all based on a pictorial reference that we can hold on to with a sense of, oh yes, I know what you mean. I had this apple the other day. It was green. It was really sweet and crisp and crunchy. And in your mind, you see that and you know. So I'm sharing my knowing. Okay? So the awakening, it's when we all get on the same wavelength, like minds, thinking alike. Yeah? Good vibrations, loving vibrations. So we're raising our vibrations based on an outlook of love. Yeah, okay, that's simply what it is. And I talk about this in one of the books, wherever the books are. Yeah, in Charlie's Guide, in the first book. Anyway, so the awakening is where your perception of self changes to one of divine nature. You recognise yourself as an extension of divine mind. It's an individualised form. And the only goal that we have is to appreciate divine creation and the innocence that we can. Yeah, rather than being poisoned with nonsense and rubbish and lies and untruth. I say lies. There's no good, there's no bad. I'll come into all this. So that's the awakening. So what is the illusion? Well, the illusion isn't all of this. This is not the matrix, and I've done all that in the last one. The illusion is our perception of self. Okay? So the illusion is the way that we see ourselves in relation to everything else, even in the way we see ourselves in regards to other people. Imagine how different everything, this place would be if everyone embraced the notion that we are all individualized extensions of the one mind of the big G. We are all God, effectively, because there is only God. There is no distance in the sense from where God is to where I am now. There is no change in that distance or difference to where God is and where you are now. Okay, you start to begin to think of time differently. Time is not really something you have to worry about in my mind, really. When we wake up in the morning, we engage with a moment of awareness, and then we continue rolling that forward. It's within the day. We can label a day whatever we want, but it's still within the day. And as we go through each day and we learn the truth within that day, and that night we can process that truth so that we extend our sense of knowing by forming pictures of recognized awareness, things we know. What do we know? How can we relate? And then that becomes part of our sense of being. And as we open up more, like a blossoming flower bud, opening up to the warmth of the sun, and all that love radiating down from the light, and it makes us bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and we receive more and more and more. That's as we open up through cycles. How do we do that? So we have to recognize that we're in this illusion of our perception of self, our small mind, our ego, and the way that we get rid of all the rubbish is by forgiving. Okay? So I'll go, I'm not going to go on that now because I want to do this. I might. I was going to talk in number 3 about the general error and then relate it to specific things that's at the forefront of our minds in the sense of violence and racism and abuse and just murder and very much negativity. And that's what all of this is all about. By embracing the truth, we approach each moment with divine purpose. Okay, I'll say that again. By embracing truth, we approach each moment with divine purpose. And divine purpose is simply, I trust, I accept, I embrace, I experience, and I love it all because it's divine creation. Everything is divine creation. It's as an extended individualized form of the one mind. We are, unfortunately, within an illusion that's taught to us in a way. We come out with this. And yet if you look at the whole process of birth, when adults get together and mate in essence, from the divine human sense, there will be a different approach in two people getting together in a lustful way as opposed to a male and female divine focus of energy, divine energy, coming together with a notion of divine creation. That to me produces something that's different in the sense of a seed to grow. However, that's still not related to the ultimate purpose, really, possibly. It depends. There's options. We could look at 4 months, we could look at 2 weeks. I'm moving away from the focus on 2025 and things to me are coming closer as I feel a desire to present focused truth and awareness to facilitate change in a lot more people more quickly. Yeah, it's but let's have a look. By embracing the truth, we approach each moment with divine purpose. Okay, let's think about Benny the Butcher. All right, I don't mean it. I love you. There's no such thing as right and wrong. There's no such thing as good or bad. It's simply a choice in a moment. We have a choice to express loving intention or unloving intention. And there's no victor or victim or anything like that. It's just you are going to receive an unloving attention, or you're going to give an unloving attention. And that's the interaction between two people in that moment. Then after that experience, just accepting and embracing that experience, that then sets a sense of learning. And from that learning, that sense of knowing through experience, you can then choose whether you choose to act in a similar way, or you think, no, I don't like that, that's unloving. So I'm going to remove myself from this, or change something, or do something differently, so that what I express is love. Okay? So, let's think of the Middle East at the moment. What would be really good would then for Benny the Butcher to turn around and say, I love all Palestinians, and we're going to just pull the IDF out, and we're just going to take down all the borders. We're going to say sorry for the cock-up, the mix-up, because we realise that we're all just the one mind. We're all just the big G. And as soon as we think about that, then obviously the Palestinians will go, wow, that's an amazing gesture. Oh, it sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Yeah, I know, it's just really, really simple, this. And the Palestinians say, wow, that's a really lovely gesture. Let's just free all these people that we've got hostages, and we'll say sorry. And then each will find it within themselves to forgive themselves for their perceptions, yeah, and forgive others for their actions. And at that point, you just go, next, and move on. Because we have a choice to stay in a mindset, or a choice to move on and grow in love. Okay? So if I say to you, think about PTSD. Something that happened in the past, it stays in the past, and it's not evident now. And the memory of that is so traumatic, it's really hard to let go of. However, I would put it to you that it still remains a choice. You can just let this go. I can't. That's a choice. I can't is a choice. If you accept the fact that whatever you have in experience is just a lesson, and that you are God and everyone else is God, all right, and this is all just the way things are. This is nature expressed. Everything is divine because there is only the big G. Everything is divine because there is only the big G, okay? So anything that happens is a divine expression for the sense of learning. And from that learning, we can then grow towards making a choice. And at this moment in time, we need to begin to determine what choice we are going to make from this moment on and move forward. All right, it's just happening now. What form will change take place in a big way? Well, maybe the world is just about to become the heaven it is. All that is just up to small mind saying, oh, please. Okay, I've had enough of that. Let's have something new. That's all it is. So the same deal with if you're in a bad relationship, it's your choice to be there. Just move. Whatever circumstance you're in, you're there by choice, whether it's good or bad or indifferent. The only thing you do is you express loving or unloving intent through your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And it's that which drags you down, or opposite, elevates you. Okay? As you move more towards understanding the truth and expressing the truth in your approach towards your experience of each moment in a day, which is your learning cycle. It's just a day. It's just a day, okay? So I will read you. I'll read you Bubble World. Or will I read you the Light of Creation? I'll read you Bubble World. Bubble World's fun. I don't know how long we've been going. I'm very mindful of how long the videos are. So 25 minutes. Yes, this is a long time. I've covered a lot of things in here. Remember, this truth, this whole thing about choice, it's the same in the sense of what people see as the situation for Aboriginals in Australia, where I'm currently residing, where I'm going to say. The truth is, if you're a victim, you perceive yourself as a victim. Yeah, that's your choice. The way to engage with the moments in your awareness is with one of self-love and constant change. And in this way, you evolve towards a greater recognition of the divine until you embrace fully the divine. The full transfiguration, remember I've said before, I'll say it again, there's no Jesus Christ coming to save everyone. It's a nonsense perpetrated to trick you to think that everything is, and this is just, again, based on small mind perception, fear-based. I have power, I don't want to lose it. Or business, you know. The way that companies do things from the top to the bottom reflects the fear that they express in their desire for greed. Okay? Yeah. So much control. Yeah? So much control. Control is just fear. Anyway. Bubble world. This is what I'm talking about, remember? One big bubble is God and we're all little bubbles. So, bubble world. Hello, good day, bienvenue. I'm here to talk in rhyme. To entertain or even bore, at least it passes time. English is my only language. All the globe I love is true. Full of all us silly buggers screwing up with things we do. Know that all is just perception, flowing thought within a mind. Never are you bad or evil, though you can become unkind. Know that you are loved and loving, lovable forevermore. Always will I stand beside you, giving when you ask for more. Love of mine has no condition, given freely here for all. Hear a voice inside it whispers, will you choose to answer call? Let me tempt you with a bubble, bubbles in the bubble space. Makes me think of all awareness. You can't see, it's no disgrace. Know my thought as one big bubble, you my bubble on the right. You another there before me, if I turn you're out of sight. Think of all this little bubbles rubbing shoulders side by side, trillions of sparked awareness, round and round, enjoy the ride. Think of all us bubbles being, think expanding here within. Don't despair, you're God and growing. Pop hello there, Gunga Din. When you look at any other, know that I am all you know. Happy thoughts and children crying, rain and rocks and blood and snow. Passive mind and active mind, as simple then as love and fear. Will you only be the lover? Time of choice is drawing near. Blessings on all present. Abracadabra, I'm a shell of a man labelled Roy Thomas Down. Love all round because it's free. Thank you. So that's Bubble World. This has been the presentation of Blue Bean Harvest number 2, brought to you on Roy's Radio. It's gone on longer than I thought, probably over half an hour now. I hope that I've got you interested. I hope that you believe. I hope that you begin to see truth and that light permeates your darkness. Stick with me and we can walk this together. People hear truth at different rates. Illumination, just to come back to this idea of transfiguration, the notion of becoming aware of the perfection in divine absolute. Why would you return once you've found that? So let's hang around until we become divinely aware of all that truth and we can experience this heavenly place as we were meant to. unconditional love to you all, beings. And let's see that change in the Middle East, which will then pulse out around the globe. You have the power to make this a very special moment by simply loving each other